Hey, happy Wednesday. I hope you wore pink. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, who are you? Just kidding. I'm ChristopherJMUA, and welcome back to my channel. Unless it's your first time here, and then welcome, which I'm sure it's probably not. I bet you've been here before. You just don't want to admit it. Tell you what though, I won't call you out or judge you if you hit that little subscribe button right down there and hit the notification bell right by it so you can be alerted every time I upload a new video. But for now, it's good to see you. I'm really glad you guys stopped by today because I was very inspired today because I saw the Queen Grande music video for Thank You, Next. Now see, whenever I was watching her music video, of course she has, spoiler alert by the way, if you haven't seen the music video, I am about to reference the scenes that are in it, so if you haven't seen it and you don't want me to ruin it, go watch it real quick and come right back. Maybe I'll link it down below or something, so it'll be easy to click on and you can find it. But she references some movies that I absolutely love and that I grew up with, really. And honestly, it was kind of a tough decision to choose what I wanted to do here, but of course I chose Mean Girls, which was the first movie reference she had. And she also referenced Legally Blonde and Bring It On and 13 Going on 30. 3 out of 4 of those gave me like some artistic motivation, like colors and stuff. One of them didn't really. But the main purpose as to why we are here today, because I wanted to honor Ariana Grande and Mean Girls and Legally Blonde all together with a pink look. Now I know Ariana throughout her music video never made any kind of look like this, but my interpretation is gonna be like the really bold version of what I envision makeup to be like for those shows. It's like one of those things where you would look at me and be like, oh yeah, that looks like it's from Mean Girls. That sort of thing, you know? So as you can see, I have already done my face makeup completely. I just don't have any eyelid primer down in preparation to use the Morphe James Charles collaboration palette, because there are some really good pinks in here and there's an amazing matte white, and I think I have a plan this time before going into it. So it's gonna be really good for us. Me. Us. Thank you. Next. Thank you. Next. And since I do have a plan for this look, I'm gonna kind of make it a little more tutorial style so that you could follow along if you wanted to. But if not, worst case, I can just guide you through it and you can just watch me as I do it. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is prime my eyelids, and because I'm using pinks and whites, I want like the most possible color payoff. So I think I'm gonna go in with my NYX white eyeshadow base because I feel like that's gonna be the best thing to try and use for pink shadows. Really any bright shadows, any shadows in general. It seems like it would work anyway. But I'll be honest, the only other time I've ever used this white cream was to try and make a sharp line through my crease, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I completely botched it. So I'm hoping the plan that I have in my head is gonna work with how I'm gonna use it this time. We're gonna find out together though. And since this is such an obviously pigmented base, I'm trying to kind of map out where I'm gonna put my shadows with it. That way it's all kind of pre-planned, I guess. If I was out of focus that entire time, I am so sorry. My face was blocked by my camera and I just looked at it again on the monitor and I think I might have been blurry the entire time. If I was, silver lining, I'm not anymore. So thanks for sticking around. It's worth it for a Mean Girls look. So I'm curious, did you guys want to be Regina George or Katie? What was your preference? I'll leave a poll for you. I think every now and then, whenever Regina wasn't being so mean, like whenever you could see that she was a normal person, then I would have wanted to have been Regina because she was pretty powerful. And being powerful is not a bad thing all the time, as long as you don't abuse that power. So I would say that, but whenever she turned into the evil woman that she was being, or the mean girl that she was being, then I would have picked Katie instead. Or Caddy. 4 for Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco. Oh, I love that movie so much. We were pink on Wednesdays. I had actually seriously debated whether or not I wanted to do the pink look to go with Mean Girls, or if I wanted to do like a red and black look to go with Bring It On, because the Toros at Los Angeles High, I guess is what it was. I forgot. Their school colors were red and black. We are the Toros, the mighty, mighty Toros. We're so terrific. We must be Toros. Awesome. Oh wow. Like totally freaked me out on me right on. Toro sure, #1. I transferred from Los Angeles. Your school has no gymnastics team. This is a last resort. You know, I was at Ulta today. I didn't end up buying anything. I was looking just for pink things. Really, I was just looking around at first. I have some Ulta points and I'm trying to save them for like a makeup emergency. Like if I need a certain color really bad and I realize I don't have it, or if I run out of concealer, or if I run out of something and I really need it and I don't have it and I don't have any money for it, then that's what I'm saving my points for. Or maybe to treat myself one day. I don't know. I don't want to spend them. Point being that I know Storybook Cosmetics is now at Ulta for 2 of their palettes. One of which being the Burn Book. The other being the Wizardry and Witchcraft palette. And it took everything in my power to not spend my point, all of my points plus the $1 and some change I have in my bank account, to get the Burn Book palette from them, because that would have been perfect for this video. I had this video planned already and I had the look I was gonna do already, but then I saw that palette and it fit the theme so perfect, and it took everything in my power not to get it. But I didn't. I was good. I stuck with my plan. I decided not to get anything extra. And here we are. And I'm hoping that that decision was going to be well worth it. Is going to be well worth it. Based on how I know this palette performs, I bet it will be. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is take the Morphe M332 into the shade Pinkity Drinkity, and I'm just gonna start brushing that all over above my lid, just to kind of set my brow bone down. Not set it down, but set from my brow bone down, if that now makes sense. And I'm not gonna completely cover up the brow bone highlight that the white made, like what's naturally there from the white eyeshadow base, because I think I might want to end with that being like a highlight, kind of like the brow bone highlight, once I blend it all out. Maybe. I already really like this, which really all we're doing right now is pretty much turning our whole eye pink, which is perfectly fine, especially when you have a pink backdrop and a pink shirt on and it's Wednesday. Okay, now that I have Pinkity Drinkity all over the upper crease portion, I'm gonna take my Morphe M200 and go into the shade Skip. That's the super vibrant pink one right there. And I'm gonna use that to deepen up the crease. And I'm kind of just packing Skip right into the crease and only the crease. Well, I mean, it's getting on the lid too, but I'm gonna be cutting the crease anyway. So, just don't bring it up too high. That's all you have to avoid. Because we're gonna be blending it into Pinkity Drinkity a little bit, but we're not gonna take the place of Pinkity Drinkity. This pink is so vibrant. Obviously, I hadn't really had the opportunity to use this pink yet, but what better moment to use it for than for Mean Girls? Okay, and now that I've filled the crease with the pink Skip, I'm gonna go back in with the M332 and just blend Pinkity Drinkity into Skip, just barely diffusing the edge of it. I just want to be really careful not to bring Skip way up high, because I don't want it to be mostly that dark pink. I want it to be mostly Pinkity Drinkity. And now I'm gonna take just a clean M330 and start at my brow bone and just blend downward little by little to just make it a super soft blend between the white, the pink, and the pink. And I might even dip just a little bit every now and then into the shade Flashback and put that on my brow bone and kind of blend it down as well. But that'll be after I start blending the pinks in. I really don't know how I feel about this eye base. Like on one side, yes, it does make the eyeshadow pigmented, but on the other side, the texture is rather patchy. And I don't like patchy. Okay, well, I'm just starting over on that side.
6.5 hours later.
But on the eye that you see that has color on it that I'm not wiping off the bottom to, I have stripped all of the NYX cream eyeshadow base off and put on my Angel Eyes eyeshadow primer base in nude. And it seems much more effective because the quality of the shadows are being maintained as I'm blending on top of it. Okay, so anyway, the only thing that's different than what I was doing before is now that since we don't have white underneath, I can't blend the white and pinkity drinkity together. So what I have to do now is I physically have to take the white flashback and apply it to my brow bone and then blend it down. Okay, and I just did that all the way across. And I kept the color skip. I kept it more condensed to the outer V and took it up about halfway into my crease and then stopped there and blended it out the rest of the way. Now, I really want to cut the crease, but I'm kind of scared to, just because everything behind the scenes has not been going that great with this. But I'm gonna do it anyway, because when it gets challenging, push through and challenge yourself harder. That's what you do. Yes. I'm gonna take my M124 and my Angel Eyes eyeshadow primer, and I am going to cut this crease as a half cut crease. So from the inner corner about midway, maybe 3/4 of the way. Might be a 3/4 cut crease. If you have hooded eyes, something I've learned along the way is do not open your eye while you're cutting your crease at all if you have hooded eyes. Because if you're trying to make a specific shape and you open your eyes, you're just gonna copy whatever concealer you have on the bottom right to the top, and you're gonna have to make your cut crease twice as big. We are the Toros, mighty, mighty Toros. We're so terrific. We must be Toros. The strangest thing just happened. I know I said I was only going to go 3/4, but I ended up cutting out my entire crease. So that's what we're doing. We're cutting our entire crease and we're keeping our eye closed as much as possible. And then you're going to get your Morphe M209 brush, and you're also going to get your BH Cosmetics Aurora Light palette. And you're going to fill your crease with fluorescent right here. The most pinky pinkity pink that you could possibly pink. I just want it to look good, so it can be a good video, so I can take a good picture. Why can't they all be like the Alien palette? That one was a perfect video and a perfect look, even though it got deleted. Now I'm going to use this Morphe M416. It's more like a brow highlight brush, kind of. But I'm going to use it to pack the color in around the edges of the crease, so I can really get precise with it. You know, the only thing that's kind of disappointing about this is that in the pan, the shade Fluorescent in this BH Cosmetics palette is so shiny and vibrant, but it's not translating that way on my eyes, and I'm pretty sure it's because I'm putting it on wet concealer. It's just not coming out as bright and illuminated as I would have hoped. And now I'm gonna take the M113 and go back into Skip and just use that to line my lower lash line. Oh wow, that is really, really pink and super pigmented. You know what? I was gonna smoke that out, but I really don't think I am now, because I actually really like that. I think I'm just gonna make the line a little bit cleaner so that whenever it comes up, it'll go back into a wing. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to recreate this whole thing on this side, and I will be right back. Okay, so now that I filled in the other side, the last thing I'm gonna do to the lid is cut the crease and add one more color, but I'm only cutting the crease right at the very front, like right in the inner corner, just because I'm gonna add this pop of white right there. So maybe halfway, probably not even halfway, I probably went too far, but you get the general idea, it's about that much. And then I went in with my M222 back into the Aurora Lights palette, but into the shade Ombre. And I just took that and packed that as densely as I could into the inner corner. Now I'm gonna use the M113 to line this bottom lash line. Okay, and now I'm just going to use some concealer and clean up the edges, and that should be really close to it aside from lashes, maybe some eyeliner. Okay, now I just gotta blend out that edge, and that one will be done. Now the other one. The eyeshadow is done. It's got the cut crease with the metallic pink and white on the actual lid, and then the James Charles palette in the back. I actually really like that. It's really pretty. I'm also going to take the Morphe 151. It's another brow highlight brush. And I'm going to go into Kaleidoscope up here in the top left. It's this really pretty light pink shade. And I'm going to use that as my brow bone highlight. Not a whole lot of it, but just enough to add some of that shimmer because I think it's really pretty. And for lashes, I'm going to be using these Morphe lashes in the style So Glamorous. And there's not really too much special about this part. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these off camera and I will be right back. Okay guys, this is the final look. I'm done. So that's definitely my interpretation of the music video for Thank You Next by Ariana Grande, especially Mean Girls and Legally Blonde. Like all the pink and my adolescence combined equals this. So for me, I'm happy with it. We have gloss and it's pink everywhere and we have some glam going on at the same time. It makes me completely happy. I'm okay with that. So this is one that I will definitely cherish for quite a while. If you want to see more looks like this one or miscellaneous other things that I might decide to talk about, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. We are still currently having a giveaway for the Morphe x James Charles palette. You can enter that below in the description box. And the most important thing about coming to my channel, except for wearing pink on Wednesdays, is always remember and never forget that you're beautiful. Bye. 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 So right now, you're still looking at the screen, and right in the middle is a picture of my face. If you click on that, it's gonna let you subscribe to me. And on either side of that, there's a box. And each one of those boxes is a different video. One is going to be the one that's suggested for you next. One is going to be the last video that I upload. You can click either one and watch it.